So folks, I'm going to talk to you about money and what my services actually cost, and it's just easier to be as transparent as possible about this. Why? Because there's already enough strain and stress in life. It's just easier, and I find it so frustrating when I go and I try to get fees off somebody and you don't know what it is, and then there's another fee, and then there's another fee, then there's a percentage, and you're just going, you know, I'm too busy, I don't need the headaches, and people are highly intelligent and they know every single game on the planet, and it's just not worth the grief. So it's that simple. Just about being open and honest and transparent, explaining what they are, explaining the value with them, and if people want to engage me, great. If not, say hello to me anyway, have a cup of tea, and we'll have a laugh one way or the other. But it is deadly serious. While I mightn't take myself that seriously, what we do is deadly serious. I'm not a percentage, I'm a fixed lump sum. Why? Because in life I believe you got to be consistent and you got to mirror the process. And I believe psychologically, neurologically, psychoanalytically, if I was to charge a percentage, and I'm not running down these other professions because they have different dispositions and different workloads, and I'm a smaller guy, I'm an independent sole trader, so I work on my own, so I can understand an escalations of costs, but I can, by and large, it cross-pollinates across multiple jobs. Some jobs can take me 15 months and drags on forever. I still charge the same fees. I may approach the client at the end, and in all fairness to the clients, they often approach me and say, you didn't sign up for this. So it's not a tactic though, because you got to be 100% on the same side, and that's fundamentally why I do it. Because if I have a fixed sum, everybody knows where they stand, everybody knows what the payments are going to be, everybody knows that I'm totally aligned. If somebody goes and gets new windows and it costs them an extra 50 grand, and let's say I'm on 2%, then that's money in my pocket. For what? I haven't done anything. So it just doesn't make sense. And maybe it's coming from working with my hands for a long time. You need to know what the value is you're given, and you need to be certain about it. Okay, so my entrance point is 950. Well, I got one that is on the side. This is for cost plans, or for a mortgage, or for vacancy, so you can actually see what it is. So that's my entrance fee. Then for tender review, tender documents, it can float up between 1,000 to 5,000. But I sometimes do projects for builders, and they may want a rough price, or somebody may want a tender analysis, or somebody may want another set of eyes on something. So this is kind of particular services. Then mortgage, as I said, mortgage support and grant. If you want to do a double package, it's 1850 for both. Okay, and then I haven't got down to justifying anything yet, but I will. Okay, then 650 to 950 for a cost plan. What is a pre-cost plan? Why the difference? You would jump for this if this was only a maybe, and you weren't sure, and you just wanted me to do a square meter analysis. I tend to stay away from them like the plague. But if somebody just wants a square meter analysis, and I'll put up a little video on this as well, and if somebody wants a detailed cost plan, it's 950 plus the VAT. All figures are plus the VAT. So I don't know how that got there. So anyway, you can see it there. So that's what it is, and I break it down into different levels, whole structures. Could be 200 lines worth of work and analysis, but most importantly is based on current prices. So current rates, I work on both sides. I work with one or two builders, one or two, not many, but mostly homeowners. So that's those prices, my quotes and my analysis based by continuous information flow in both directions. And that's the most harmonious thing for me as well. It's also good to work for both homeowners and contractors, because one of them increases and aligns your mental disposition as well. Okay, so my total fees for an all-in package are 9,950 plus the VAT, and that includes everything from start to finish: cost plan, bill of quantities, tender analysis, contract advice, stage certifications, variations, and final accounts, which can be tricky. So here we bump. So here we are, and why do my fees justify? Because they catch. It's like the bouncer at the back door. There isn't somebody there, everybody comes flying in. That's the bottom line. And even good guys situationally may not behave well. So it's about having alignment. It's about throughout the project you can help homeowners to save money. You can save money at the scope of works and the design. You can save money at bill of quantities times, because you can order it and structure it in such a way to make it clearer and more transparent for everybody to have the scope of works there. You can save money at cost plan stage. You can also save headache and heartache when the bill of quantities done. You reprice it. You can save massively. This is the biggest thing quantity surveyors bring to it, as far as I'm concerned, relationships. So a tender package stage, you can actually bring builders you trust, and you trust them going forward, and you also have a historical relationship. So they're multi-level invested in you, and they may be getting 2-3 jobs a year, which may mean $1 million, $1.5 million, 2-3 million. So you play whether we're in total agreement or not all the time. It's a very different story. Even guys that get on very well, but we have different biases and different emotional intensity, so we're not going to be on the same page. We're not going to be aligned, and that's okay. There's enough respect there not to be aligned, and that's robustness of the exchange. That's fine. Fairness is of essence. So please don't contact me. I'm just not your guy. If you somehow want to do something Machiavellian or screw a builder over, not your guy. And the other way around, if you're a builder trying to screw over homeowners. I recently had a builder, and all he could do was talk to me about variations, and the conversation lasted about maybe 3-4 minutes. Just told him I wasn't his guy. So it goes in both directions. So that's how we save money. Then a construction phase, variations, tying, analysing variations, tying them back to the bill of quantities, and doing an analysis of change of scopes. So here's my bottom line. Grants 950, tender review analysis. This is probably a little bit high. This may involve me doing a full bill of quantities again. Just depending. This kind of in here as a nuance figure, I guess, for a bit of chaos. So wouldn't be that high to do this, but this covers a lot of other areas as well. So mortgage and grant. if it's 950, it's either one. If it's both, it's 1850. Full cost plan is 650 and it's 950. This is just an order of magnitude, a square meter analysis. I don't particularly like them because they're not subjective. They don't go into details. They're not forensic. They can be a good guide. I'm not going to diminish that. And this is for a very highly detailed, robust cost plan package, which also has procurement and explanations in it as well. So a full fit out, full QS service up to 650 is it's 10 grand plus the VAT, and beyond that I have an incremental upgrade every 500,000. I add 2,500 each one. Why? It takes longer, more complex, more detailed, more structured, more analysis, more time, more effort. So that's how I do. I call 15 minutes now. I take this with a big grain of salt if you call me. I talk so much. I'm paradoxical in that when I'm on building site I never say anything. It's not my place. It's not my place to get involved in dialogue. I'm there to be a sponge and to listen, analytically, actively, passively. But certainly if you meet me in real life I never shut up. So I'll say that to you. But we all have job variety, we all have career variety, we all have different needs at different times. And what we do need is, we need 5 gears, 5 or 6, maybe even 10 gears, but we need to be able to switch between those gears. We need to be able to understand the context to switch them. We need to understand the silences, even leadership sometimes. And we also need to realise there's a difference between leadership and stewardship. So we need different dispositions with different people at different times to get it done. Okay, that's a big that's a big one. So look, always better to be up straight and front. Thanks guys, really appreciate your time watching the video. Thanks so much.